Hey pronouncers, Bruce from Printavo here, Simple Shop Management Software. I'm with Justin Lawrence, all the way from Oklahoma.
That was gonna be the sickest high five ever.
All the way from Oklahoma. Take two, all the way from Oklahoma.
Terrible.
Justin, thanks for joining us.
You bet.
Justin's been at the show, helping out at the Workforce booth, crushing it there. I had a quick couple fire-off questions for you first. Biggest, best thing that happened in 2018 for your company? What was that? Actually, I should step back. What is Oklahoma Shirt Company?
Sure. Yeah, screen printing shop in Oklahoma City. We do screen printing, embroidery, direct garment. It's awesome. Bunch of hardworking Oklahomans. Killing it.
So Justin from Print Hustlers Conf, if you didn't know, he runs the Awesome Shirt of the Month program. He's got a really cool custom shop, which also they both feed together and work together, which is really, really cool, and a unique way of them growing their business. So this past year, now what do you feel like was a big accomplishment for the company?
Definitely, we dropped in 2 more automatics this year. So we were a 2 auto shop, and so we moved our production facility. We dropped in 2 more automatics. We got new dryers, and now we have this war zone that now is finally big enough. We have the room and space because when we're in downtown Oklahoma City, we have to. For growth for us looks like metastasizing into another building next to us or waiting for something to come open.
Yeah.
And so as things open up, we were able to make some plays a little earlier than we should have probably. But then we looked up, we had the space, moved our production facility. It's
How
awesome.
was the move?
It was really painful.
Really?
It was really expensive. It was really hard on production. Just downtime that you can't plan for downtime enough. You know.
Yeah. What do you feel like if somebody was moving tomorrow? What would you tell them? A couple things to help them avoid some mistakes.
Don't rig it. As screen printers, our problem often is that we are DIY demons.
Yeah.
So don't do the electrical work. Yes. Don't if you're doing air conditioning somewhere, buy a little bit more than you need. And if you can't afford it, then go print some more shirts until you can't afford it.
Got it. That's a huge tip. I've seen a lot of good shops starting to move to bigger facilities, and everybody's like, holy cow, this is not it.
Yep.
We got to make a good checklist for that.
Yep.
And then that actually sounds like, I was going to ask what is the biggest challenge for 2018, but that actually sounds like it may be.
Yeah. Well, staffing was challenging for us too.
Really? Where, on what side of the business?
Kind of everywhere. We had some changes in our hierarchy. We had, this time December, we had 39 employees. And so that time last year, we had 18. So scaling from that to that was crazy. And it was toilsome on me, it was toilsome on the team. And so really what I've discovered slowly through the years, when we're having to create a lot of new positions.
Okay.
So once we create those new positions, those are really painful and training doesn't happen well. We have to be extra consistent. But finally when those new positions either move on or have a change of heart and we replace them for the second time and then even the third time, each time we replace that new position and it's not a new position anymore, we're finding a lot of success and more stability. So I'm encouraged of hey, just because it's painful in the beginning doesn't mean that it's not going to work out in the end.
Interesting. So just keep improving. So did you guys set up an official training program? I mean, those are a good amount of people.
That's been a pain thing because who's done who unclogs the toilet, who does payroll, who does all of the HR functions, and I found when I'm doing HR functions that they're not super well. So I hired a personal assistant this year, which was amazing because she was able to help me
take off all that stuff from you.
HR issues, really needy clients that I may still work with.
Was that the first time you had a personal assistant?
Yeah.
And at 20, how many people?
We were, at the time when we hired Tess, I think we had about 32.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Would you have done it earlier if now what you know? Or
dude, some of the smartest people that work with me in my business have told me for 2 years, you need help. I'm I don't need help. If I can do it, certainly you can do it. But I finally realized, I'm not being able to follow through with things. I'm not being able to lead effectively. HR functions are failing. Morale, I needed a champion of those things. So I was able to take some of my favorite things about running Oklahoma Shirt Company and let somebody else wear that hat and let me just cheer it on, and then I can get back to focus on the higher level things that I need to be doing.
That's awesome. Would you say that role was something you should have done earlier too, or is it another role that you feel man, this is so helpful, we should have did this a year or 2 years ago?
I think it's hard to want to spend money on HR, right? Because I think when you're small, it feels like, oh, that's so easy. That's not even a thing.
Sure.
But then the more, like, just when you get bigger, there's also turnover and there's also more people. So when you're trying to onboard, you're trying to stabilize and maintain,
Sure.
and then you're graciously trying to exit.
Sure.
There's so many things. We just found ourselves like building this employee handbook. We didn't set out to build an employee handbook. We had one document that was the non-disclosure, and then that got added with the W-9 that they fill out. Then that got added. Oh, let's throw some culture tidbits in here. And so we're just building. We have this Frankenstein onboarding manual that just grows by one document at a time, and one day we'll make it pretty.
That's awesome. What do you feel like so much of that growth has come from in the past year?
Well, specifically in Oklahoma City, just us rising to the top as Oklahoma City's favorite screen printer. I mean, that happens with our marketing efforts with Shirt of the Month, but it also happens with our custom lifestyle and our culture that we're trying to project on Oklahoma City. We support a lot of philanthropic efforts and endeavors in Oklahoma City. We try to be out in the community as much as we can. If there's a big event, we try to have some sort of presence. And so I think it's finally like...
Well, like official t-shirt sponsor?
Yeah,
or like
putting logos on
or...
sleeves, informational booth, even just giving shirts away that for whatever cause. And then you start learning, and it takes people who run nonprofits is a great industry to target, because the people that run nonprofits are really passionate about what it is they're doing. And so you help them make their event successful, then all of a sudden you're buddies, and now they're running their mouth about how great you are in your business and all the things you're doing. So just continuing to be strong and consistent and putting ourselves out there in the community, I think, has been a huge proponent of our growth.
That's awesome. Awesome. It's Justin Lawrence from Oklahoma Shirt Company. Thanks so much for the time, man.
You bet.
I appreciate it. So, an oh shit moment at any point in time, what was that?
Yeah, so I'm not going to call it an oh shit moment, but I will call it like appreciating the gravity of a situation. Just with Oklahoma Shirt Company, I've found that I don't have any management experience, right? I don't have any screen printing experience. I love science and I love to play music, but what I found with working with people, I don't work with t-shirts very much anymore, that the best lessons that I learn as a business owner and as a leader often come at the expense of other people's careers. And so that, when I realized that, yeah, we have a lot of something to do, if it's embroider this or print this or go get these promotional products, at the end of the day, we're still humans taking care of humans, and we often get blinded by our work, or we get blinded by how fast can we get this out, or what's the next best thing, how fire can I make my social media.
Sure.
But it was just in reflection of crap, man, I gotta take care of my people, and I really have to slow down when I'm making decisions for my business, or when I'm making decisions about where employees are gonna work or how they're going to work together, because again, my mistakes, often...
When did that hit you?
When we were having some turnover in 2018, and I was looking back, and I realized that there was a person that was on my team that was a good friend of mine, and we ended up pretty much hating each other's guts at the end of when he quit.
Really?
And that, I just was man, what are we doing? It's one thing to be sustainable and eco-friendly, but you also have to be a human caregiver. And so that was heavy on me. I sat back and I said, I learned when I replaced this guy with somebody, or this gal with somebody else to do their job, I'll tweak and make things about their job better that works better for our business. But I also have a responsibility of I just mowed through this person, and this was their well-being, and Oklahoma Shirt Company didn't define who they were totally, but they were here and they gave themselves to this place, and I could have cared for them better. And it's unfortunate. I think those lessons have to be learned, right? The only way a boxer learns how to fight is by getting his ass beat, right? Except for Mayweather. That's not true.
This message is sponsored by
the money team. No.
All right.
But
awesome, man.
That's it.
That makes sense. I like it. This is Justin. Actually, one thing you said at Printavo was that this is your company. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And you don't have to kind of conform to the standard way of running a company, which I think about sometimes too, where it's oh, yeah, Friday, okay, yeah, I mean, you want to come in later, whatever time, it's you set the expectations and then let it create how you want to create it. So that's something that I think is good to think about is we're so focused usually on sales and product and all that.
Yep.
Awesome. This is Justin Lawrence, everybody. Oklahoma Shirt Company. Can you animate confetti? Yes! Fire! Thanks, dude.
You bet.